going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep 'em flowing. Where do you come from? Where are you going? What are you feeling tonight? And what are you showing? Where do you come from? 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 Where are you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep 'em flowing.
Hello,
What's going
hello.
on? We are starting with the Cloud Gaming Podcast, Cloud&Console. We are here for the 633rd episode coming at you, bringing you the cloud gaming news before cloud gaming got uber massive. That's right. We're here to talk to you about the cloud gaming market about to Soar. And that's right, Stadia 2 is coming up on the show notes as well, and not to mention we have a GeForce Now update. But I will say the most exciting thing today is the massive investments put into cloud gaming, because the market looks like it's just going to be huge in the next coming 10 years. And we'll give you a couple reasons why market experts are predicting that cloud gaming will even overcome the mobile gaming. Yeah, that's right. The
That's
mobile
crazy, yeah.
gaming money that they're making today. But we'll be checking it out later this episode. First, I want to get into what you've been gaming on and what's been going on. But look at this awesome audience coming in, hanging out with us. We got the maker of chaos bringing in that chaos. We got D. Wilson coming on over from across the pond. What's going on? How you doing this evening? We got the Rouster. Just finished some thrilling Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Racing with Purple. Oh, that's so awesome. I hope it went well. I heard that was going to be an awesome race-a-thon of awesomeness. I remember on the last days of Stadia running some Hot Wheels with Purple. Oh,
yeah, I remember that.
only to have Stadia again, but we may have Stadia 2. So who knows? We'll take a look at
Is
that later.
Google spending some money again?
Definitely not Google. Definitely not Google. But
That's
what's
funny.
going on? How you been? What have you been
Yeah.
gaming on?
I've been doing well, and some of the games
Internet
I've
of
been playing.
Games. What up? What up? Thanks for the
Hello,
lurk.
hello.
Hope you're doing well, man.
So I've been gaming as usual, for sure. Destiny 2, as it was Iron Banner this week, so I decided to jump into that. I also watch a live stream. We'll touch on it when I cover the TWID. I also play a lot of Diver, just like try to level up. I'm almost at level 25 to get the mech, so I'll be ready, because like now there's been some update also with Diver. They don't stop updating, it's crazy. I'll cover that also. And then we played some Baldur's Gate 3 with SPG as usual. It was a lot of fun. We It was funny. We had a lot going on. We still in the trials. Try to remember like where we are in the trials. We are closer to the end,
We're
right?
finishing up the trials, from what I
Yeah,
believe.
exactly. Yeah, because we went inside that pool. Oh no, we did come out of it because then we fought what's his name? We fought the guy there at his castle. I can't remember names. I'm bad at that.
Oh, Kethrick.
Yeah, we fought him the
Yes,
first
we did
time.
fight Kethrick, and then he booked it out of there.
Yes, exactly. So I guess we gotta chase him and then fight him more. So a pretty interesting battle. That was fairly quick, I think. At first, I think we getting pretty OP with our character, but it's a lot of fun. SBG had a Dark Urge moment and it was about to kill Lezel, and he was able to avoid that, which was good. But yeah, stay tuned. We got a little bit more of Baldur's Gate 3 coming up this week, so it's a lot of fun. And I can see the chat is on fire right now, right?
Thanks for coming on by. It's Cloud Gaming on the podcast tonight. But yes, I myself, we're playing similar games right now. So I will say the one standout is I decided to check out Dragon's Dogma because I thought it was Oscar bait. My thinking was smartest NPCs we've seen to date because they're taking up so much CPU usage. However, I've had some experiences that kind of prove otherwise. The combat kind of gives me more feelings of Diablo almost,
Okay.
versus like an action based game. These bosses, but we'll get into
Mm,
a bit more later, but I
okay.
don't want to rag on it too much. There is good adventure. The world is incredibly detailed.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the interactions you have on the road, in terms of being ambushed and these huge monsters coming out of nowhere and just like taking one of you and just grabbing you and being like, ah ha 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 ha. I even had a gorilla just like come into town and start King Konging one of the towers. Uh,
Jesus. Okay, and you
yeah,
had to
no, I
protect the
just
town?
mean
Okay.
Wilson says, "Is it bait?" And no, I'll show you the clip. And I don't think that beast was supposed to come into town. I think somehow it glitched into town. Wilson asked, "Is it bait?" And so the reason why I say it's bait because it's one of those like movies that comes out every year that you're like, okay, yeah, Oppenheimer. You know that movie's obviously going to be in the nominations.
Yeah.
It's set up with all of the right ingredients to be noticed. And I think that Dragon's Dogma has like that scope. It has the buzz. It has the hype of being a 12-year-old game, coming back with a second edition to do that. However, I'm not finding the NPCs being as smart as my expectations, but
Mhm.
perhaps they're being smart in different ways that I'm just not measuring.
Yeah. That's interesting because there's like a lot of mention of that game. I still found it's quite expensive to purchase for a game, but like, hey, eventually it's gonna come on sale and I'll snatch it because I know it's a pretty good game. I might even look at the first Dragon Dogma because I know it's been on sale for a little while, so I'll have a look. Maybe I can play a little bit of that, and then eventually Dragon's Dogma 2 is gonna come on sale, and I'll jump on it. So it's all about being efficient, right? So save
Yeah, no,
save
not
money.
me.
That's awesome.
No,
Uh,
I wanted to try it. And I will say what I'm maybe not understanding is the combat system. I
mm,
want to see combat, perhaps in a different light because I'm not able to like dodge or block. And
oh,
I'm finding my defense just like it's not thought of. And I'm like
okay.
wondering like why can I not like move myself backwards if somebody comes and makes a swing at
No,
me?
instead you
And
turn it
some
around and run.
yeah,
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 yeah.
and I'm like, okay, that's kind of odd, but maybe that's how it's designed, and I'm just not used to it.
Yeah, okay, that's an interesting one. I felt like the combat or the gameplay make me think a lot of Dragon Age Origin. I say Origin because it was like I think it was the best one overall. But yeah, you have your party, and then when you get into a fight, then everybody has their own proficiency, and you know you have a healer, archer, a tanker. So I feel like it was quite similar to that because I think it was Wilson was streaming it the other day, or Callie. So I was watching it, and
Cali, yeah.
yeah, and yeah, so it looks quite interesting, that's for sure.
And I guess I'm still learning. I don't have the autonomy over the pawns like I would like to customize, put different armors or make them use different weapons. Like I can't select their things. And they're saying like odd things to me, like, "Oh, we're the party is all males. Did you know that?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm a female. My
Oh,
character
really?
is." So that's an odd
Wait,
thing. And then he we're coming up to this area and he's like, "This is a material. Materials are used for crafting items." And I'm like, "Okay." Expert tip of the day there from the smartest NPCs. Like,
no worries.
give me
Oh,
a
we have a
little bit more.
exactly.
But
We have a question from Wilson there. Random question spur of Ned's talking about the price because he thinks it's the same issue for him. Do you think standard price of AAA could even ever go down or only ever go up? I think over time, yes, it will slightly go up. Because I feel like the developers spend a lot of money and time on games, and sometimes it just doesn't come out like successful. So like they like waste a lot of money, if that makes sense. But eventually they go down. Like you know, after a 6 month to a year, a game will come down in price because it will come on sale. And I found that when you buy it on sale, usually at this point, you'll get like all the update, all the patch. The game's gonna run better. Look at Cyberpunk. That was the best example. Like I remember buying it for $40 Canadian when it came out. It was 70, 75, you know. And when I bought it, all the bugs were fixed. So, but yeah, I feel like AAA game, like looking at Dragon's Dogma being a Capcom usually is pretty good with their game. I will compare Capcom uh, to Nintendo a little bit. Like when they release their game, there's like a few bugs there and there. I feel like their uh, quality management of the game is way better than compare. Like let's look at EA. I found that they usually come out very buggy or anything like that. They concentrate too much on the transaction. But yeah, who knows, right, Wilson? Maybe eventually it's gonna go down slightly. But I have
Unreal
a feeling they're
Engine,
all gonna go up because if Dragon's Dogma come at this price and able to sell, so all the other company will like look at that and be like, well, I guess we're raising our price too. So, but that's my thought.
I think the age of people made games will come to an end in the next decade or so. Because it's far too expensive, as we're seeing, to create these AAA games. And I think perhaps people made games will stay in the indie to single to double A. But we may see AI taking over more and
Hmm.
more and do more of the heavy lifting. Perhaps come to a day where you simply type in the type of game you want to play and it's literally created in front of you.
I
I've literally seen these ads come up
yeah,
on Instagram and stuff where it's like, type in the game you want to play. I want to play action adventure, and then
yeah,
it like makes it for you. And I'm like, what?
exactly. I saw it.
It's happening on the
There's
smallest scale right now from
there's
mobile.
an app on your phone you can download just for that. There's like a text box on top. You type what you want, and everything's being populated. Yes, it's like the 2D side scrollers, something like that. But like, imagine if you have a bigger AI, all the stuff it can come up with would be crazy. So
Yes, I want the holodeck. Give me the holodeck.
nice.
Uh,
Yeah, so talking about the other game that I've played, I finished Sons of the Forest. I made it to the
Oh,
end. I
GG's.
completed the story. Pretty interesting. It's weird at the same time, but yeah, interesting. Calvin is like had like some brain damage from the crash, so like he's kind of like a little kid. Like anyway, it's kind of weird. And then Victoria. No, Virginia. She's like the mutant with like the 3 leg and 3 arms. Well, she get a surgery and lose those that extra leg and extra arm, and then you have a kid with her. So it's like weird, but I don't want to spoil like everything else that's happening, but like it's kind of like the outro what happened at the end. It's like a weird ending, but I feel like they're gonna come out with like a forestry or whatever they're gonna call it. So we shall see. And the other game I've been playing, so I mentioned that last week. I went back to Terraria, play a little bit. So now I passed the hardcore mode. So I noticed like all the new stuff. Like there's new enemy, new summon, a new weapon. I feel like there's like new equipment in general. There's like I think a few new boss, but not that many. Uh, yeah, well, I haven't like seen them yet, but like looking at the wiki page, yes, the page, I noticed that there's like other boss that I don't remember fighting before, but like mainly like a lot of new weapon, a lot of new equipment and stuff like that. New building you can use, new coloring, new materials. So it's pretty interesting. I think they increase the amount of option you can like build your house or your building. So yeah, it's quite interesting. And I noticed like I feel like you get the drop rate of equipment is better, if that makes sense. Maybe it's from you getting like a higher drop rate of older equipment. The new equipment is not as dropping as much, but yeah. And that's what I feel so far. But a lot of fun just playing it. It's kind of relaxing, chilling. So yeah.
Great.
How about yourself? What else have you played this week?
Fortnite has been maybe the only other different game I got going on. You know, weekly I'm playing the Fortnite family game night on GFN. We're getting the victory royales as per usual and just joking around, having fun at the same time. There's constantly updates happening to that game. I believe there's like the Midas touch turning people into gold now.
Oh, really?
But we're having fun. We're joking around, and it runs smooth and buttery with awesome graphics. So, love booting that up on GeForce now. Always a blast. And other than that, Helldivers, Baldur's Gate, and then I finished Final Fantasy VII. If I hadn't talked about that already, probably in the past couple days, but that was absolutely epic. The story was phenomenal. That end boss fight, over 2 hours long from start to finish. And I am dumbfounded. I'm like, oh, thank God. There's nothing longer than the house fight in this game. But no, that final Sephiroth, like, holy, like, it just goes from one phase to the next phase to the next phase to the next phase. Let's divide your party up into phase. I'm
just
like,
wait
oh
until the last game come out. It's like I remember in the original, there's like a lot of fight that was long. The good thing is that you could pause it and just step away, but yeah, it can be long.
Right. You can pause it in this one, but I feel bad leaving on my PS5. However, it is accessible via cloud, so it's a little bit less taxing on the console, I find. However, I still don't like to leave my PS5 on forever. However, this is how I learned that there was quick resume. So I left it on pause, and I left, and my PS5 auto shut off. I was like, oh no, I lost all my progress. Turn it back on, boom. Everything's still there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they had a quick resume.
I was about to say, I think it's like, the quick resume. Was it like...
And Internet of Games No, we do not live in an AI simulation. Quantum vacuum fluctuations informally prohibited at Planck's length and time. Oh my goodness, am I receiving a space and data
Yeah, exactly.
degree
I
while
don't know.
listening to this? I did not take that type of science. I took building science as an architect,
That's funny.
but
Uh,
always fascinated. Always fascinated. I took a little xenobiology, but that was just for fun.
Xenobiology. Okay.
Yeah, it was like the study of how planets came to be and like the birth of planets in the solar system.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Rouster asks, when did the PS5 add the quick resume? I know Xbox has it. Usually 3 or more games
Okay.
can have their save state. I believe it's always been inherent in the PS5, but I believe it's only for one game.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was Xbox that you could switch between games and stuff like that, right? And keep
It
it like
sounds
on in
like
the
it.
background. Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, it's
With
an interesting feature, but when would you change game like on the fly so quickly? I don't know. But
yeah.
all good. Sweet. I wanted to
Let's get into
say,
some news.
just before we move on, I just wanted to say, like, in regards to Baldur's Gate 3, if you're a
Yeah.
big fan of that game, I'll suggest have a look. I think on Prime Gaming, Fallout 2 is available for free, and Fallout 1 and 2 was a top-down, a little bit like D&D. So the way they had it, you had to choose your option, a lot of reading, but like your fight were like you had to only so many space to move and you attack your action. So a pretty interesting game. And keeping with the topic of Fallout, the Fallout show on Prime Amazon Prime is coming out this week, so I'm probably gonna be watching that. And just yeah, see what they have there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it looks really well done. What is it? Kevin Hart is in it as well, and
yeah.
Jack Black is. No.
No,
That's the wrong
that's
one.
what's the other
That's
game building.
Borderlands.
Yes, exactly. No, they have a few good actor. I try to remember their name, but like I recognize their face because I'm terrible with name. I just see their face like, oh yeah, I know this guy. Okay. But if we move into some of the news, like talking about Diver 2, they had a patch this week happening on the second, so 5 days ago. So they did some balance change to mission strategy and weapon, enemy, and hell divers, general fix and stability improvement. In the gameplay, they added hazard, planetary hazard like blizzard and sandstorm. Sandstorm, isn't that the firestorm at the same time? No, the sandstorm is that when we couldn't see anything. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the
Blizzard and
Firestorm was
Experience.
much different. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, it was
Firestorm.
like
I play earlier and it's like every time I go to the same planet, there's firestorm all the time, and I'm burning. I'm like, oh my god, die so many times from it. But
it
what
was
else?
crazy.
They increased the level cap to 150. So if you were stuck at 50, now you can go up to 150. You can go farm XP. I don't know what that's gonna give. Maybe they're gonna release new stratagem that's gonna be unlockable higher level.
Hopefully not at those high levels, but what I did like was that any XP that you had banked, if you were at level 50, they had given you and added you on. So our buddy Houston had shot up to level 59 as soon as the update happened. So that was cool to see.
Oh,
Some
that's
people,
pretty
he
cool.
said, shot up to 140. So that just goes to show how much people played, how much
Yeah,
banked XP people had.
that is crazy. But like we know that the vehicle are coming out soon, so who knows what's gonna happen with that, right? They did some balancing and missions, so retrieve essential personal and move the enemy spawn point further away from the objective to give player a fair chance of defending the location. There's a fewer civilian requirement to complete mission on higher difficulty because they're easy to die. So destroy a command bunker now has more active location. It can now appear in operation difficulty 5. They have had like some change in primary, secondaries, and support weapon. So Arc Tower, they fix a bunch of issue with it. Guard dog, many thing they changed with weapon. Something worth checking if you found there's like a big difference, but the one I see most is like the slugger. They did some reduction a lot. So okay. Uh Moving on, the Patriot exosuit, the rocket will now penetrate armor only on direct hit. So that's what they did. Enemy, they did some balancing on some enemy. I feel like they're still like OP sometime, but all good. They did some balancing on the heavy medium armor for the L diver to protect better and now take about 10% less damage than before. So it's pretty cool they did that, and did a couple fixes. They fixed the issue where they save your settings. So remember, your weapon was changing every time. That was on PS5. So like this, your game, your settings doesn't reset every time. So it's pretty cool. They added a lot, and they did also a patch recently to fix some common crash. But a lot of stuff, like they keep coming up with like patch every week, and at least I would say once a week they add a massive patch, and there's like small patch there and there. So pretty cool they're doing that. If you're interested on the update, if you look up our channel, I have it in our news, so something to look for it and have a read. Moving on to Destiny 2. So we have like some stuff coming up for sure. We had the live stream number 2 this week, which was pretty cool. Give us like some idea what's gonna happen. There's live stream number 3 coming up also, which will be no, sorry, that was live stream number 3 we got. Sorry. We got live stream number 3 that show us exotic mission. We had the Whisper of the Worm coming back, and also the one with the nanite, the pulse rifle. So here's a picture of the prize exotic mission, the Whisper. The other one is 0 hours. I had the
0 hour. Damn.
yeah.
I
So
was
they
like,
bring
what is
those
it
back.
called? Take care, Rouster. Have a good evening.
So you're gonna be able to get the Whisper, the Worm, and craft it. And for 0 hours, you're gonna be able to get the Outbreak perfected and crafted. The rolls you're gonna get on those gonna be amazing. I can't wait to try Whisper, just like on damage boss, because it's look amazing. They did some change within the secret mission, like all the chests have moved. They added like some more secrets, so I'm quite interested about that. Same with 0 hours. They were chatting a lot about Trevor, because Trevor is a big thing. But I remember doing those 2 solo, pretty crazy.
I
'Cause
always got that guy in the Stadia community. Remember him? He would run people through 0 hour and he would always get record times and he could do it
oh yeah,
solo. I always
yeah.
bugged him somewhere in like the Stadia Destiny Discord specifically every week to get me through it until I was done.
That is funny. Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing those, and it's gonna be again a lot of fun to go back to it. So, and there's gonna be new ship you can get, not like the old one because we already have the old one, but newer one. And yeah, so it will be great to see. So they have a new version of the Thousand Wing, and a new version of the Scrap. I don't think I got the Scrap because I was like, the ship looked ugly, and yeah, it was hard to get. But what else we have? We have new PvP maps. So there's 3 new PvP map: Evertide Lab, Cyrus Plaza, and Dissonance. So they both all 3 are from 3 different locations. Pretty cool. If you look at their live stream, they show them. Very cool. They did that. So like we got new map coming up, and those map will be available on May 7. For the reprise secret mission, Whisper is coming out on the 9th, I think, and 0 Hour is gonna come on the later date. I don't know if they mentioned it there. I don't see the date. But moving on, we're gonna be able to recustomize our characters. So no point to delete them like I did pretty much with all three of mine. Instead, you just go and recustomize it. So on January, no, they mentioned on the tweet, but it's gonna be available on April 9 when Into the Light kicked in. Here's some more available change that's gonna come in on April 9. So Pantheon is gonna be a new challenging. I think it's gonna be an emblem, not an emblem. Yeah, is it an emblem? There's gonna be some new challenge, so you're gonna have to do some raid and do some challenge within it and unlock some features. So it's kind of like putting more difficulty into a game. Remember, we were doing Leviathan. Like if you're doing on hard mode, you have to use specific weapon and stuff like that. I feel like that's what they're gonna be doing, and something similar. But we'll have to see. It's coming out on April 30. Sorry. So they call it a raid boss gauntlet, so should be interesting. There's gonna be a new light tutorial experience, so I think they're updating that version, so you're gonna be able to skip ahead. If like you're not new to it or you're following someone that's way ahead, you can skip completely, which is quite interesting. And the big thing coming up is like the live stream of the final shape coming out April 9 at 9:30. So when the reset happen, we're gonna have the final shape preview. So that should be interesting. I'll definitely gonna be watching. That's only in 2 days, so I'm quite interested to do that. There's gonna be some emblem you can win. Already can get those two right there, but there's gonna be this new one. You just need to watch for 15 minutes, so it's not too bad. At least for 15 minutes, where the other one were like for an hour. So watch on Twitch, and you can get those emblem. And there's going to be more update for PvP as usual. I'm not going to go in depth into it, but like they've been like reworking PvP to make it way better. So that's amazing. I love it. I've been playing some Iron Banner this week, and I feel like it feels different. Sometimes I feel I play against like very strong people, and other it's just easy for me. I don't know. I felt like if I play a couple of games and I stop, I'm able to replay later. They also have a lot of weapon balancing coming up for the weapon archetype, and that's all gonna drop again on April 9. So quite interesting. They changing a lot of stuff, so the meta is gonna change. But keep in mind, some weapons gonna come back. Usually they all come back. So I'll skip ahead through that. And they're gonna reduce the strand fragment cost. So if you remember, like you had to get 200 strand medallion, and now they switch it to 100 if you want to buy all the part of strand subclass. So good thing to add. As I mentioned, you can skip ahead in the tutorial, and yeah, what's that? Ride to the tower with the Arcadia class ticket. Oh, it's when you complete the mission. Yes, you can see there. You can skip the new light mission. So, and you're gonna have this explore Cosmo. I don't want to join the front line. You can skip ahead. So it's pretty cool. They're adding that, and you can just choose the subclass you want. But yeah, you get like some exotic weapon and stuff like that. So they added like things a little bit better. So that should be great. And those are just pictures, I think. Yeah, there you go. The our OG like pictures. That's funny. Well, I think that's about it. They're talking about like the onslaught again, but yeah, I can't wait to for it to come out and we can play some onslaught. We're gonna have a lot going on for the next 2 months, hopefully. I think there's another Iron Banner coming up, and we got the Onslaught, so that should be making it quite interesting. So yeah, that's it with
Awesome.
Destiny 2. A lot, and
Well,
I
thanks for sharing.
and I got the tower this week, so go check out it in Cloud&Console. I made a video where I unwrap it, pop it out. Pretty cool little device. And also in my description, there's a bunch of code for Emblem. So go check it out and go get them.
Free emblem time. All right.
Yes.
Well, let's get into what's been going on in GeForce Now. The Elder Scrolls Online joins GeForce Now for game's 10th anniversary. I cannot believe a 10-year-old game still going strong. What a
Yeah.
showing for an MMO. It really brought that Skyrim community, brought them online,
Hmm.
and into this massive world. I
Yeah.
remember playing a bit back on Stadia, and now there'll be a reason to fire it back up on GeForce Now,
Hmm.
create a character, and see what kind of trouble I can get into. Nearly 20 games, 7 of which are playable this week.
Nice.
So check it out. Elder Scrolls Online by ZeniMax Online Studios, the masters of MMOs. You can play on a GeForce Now RTX 4080, and for the first time, they are in Japan. Wow, still
Wow.
breaking new borders, getting into new territories. And now the Japanese can obtain a GeForce Now Ultimate membership, bringing them online to cloud gaming.
That is crazy. I feel now GeForce is like taking over everywhere. Like it's everywhere now. So it make it more accessible, and yeah, that's perfect. Love that.
A decade of adventure. Discover Tamarel from the comfort of almost anywhere now because GeForce Now can be played on any screen. Simply like movie streaming, like Netflix streaming, you don't have to store it locally. It simply beams to your device. With a solid internet connection, the lag is very small, often beating out console times,
Hmm.
which is pretty impressive. And the technology is there, especially through Nvidia. They know what they're doing when it comes to getting those graphics that you
Exactly.
need.
And this game is a lot of fun. I need to go back into it, like, cause like it's been quite some time. I know I was playing a little bit on Stadia, but yeah, definitely on GeForce Now. I'm gonna have to try that.
Well, April Showers brings new games. Dive into a new adventure with Mega Man X offline from Capcom.
Hmm.
It's the offline reimagining version of Mega Man X Dive, featuring the franchise's classic action from over 100 characters. I cannot believe how big Mega Man got. I remember just the early Mega Mans.
Yeah, then the first
Um,
one. I remember the first one.
yeah, where there was like Brady Bunch style bosses, and like once you beat all those bosses, there was like the final boss,
Yeah.
the Willy guy, the
Yeah.
scientist with like the big mustache. That's what I remember. I cannot believe they went over to 100 characters, but that's crazy to
Crazy.
see. But you can play it now on the cloud, and obviously it's not offline because it's on the cloud, so you do need to be online. Don't let that title confuse you.
Oh, what? It's saying like offline? Oh yeah.
Well, the game is called Mega Man X Dive Offline,
Oh,
but
it's
to
just the
play it on
name of the
GeForce Now, you need to be online.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
giving everyone a
exactly.
heads up.
That is funny. Oh my god.
Not to mention, we had some games drop in at March. Some big ones like Dragon's Dogma 2, Deus Ex, as well as Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. A lot of very large titles came onto GeForce Now at the end of March because there was some big games released. As well as Snow Day from South Park. If you haven't checked it out, that was released as well as the end of March. And oh my gosh, so many more games this month. The big ones I'm going to mention: Ark Survival. If you have it on Xbox, you can now play it. Thief, which is another big IP. Super Hot Mind Control Delete, which I've expressed my disappointment with that there is no VR. This is
All right.
DLC for Super Hot, but this DLC doesn't exist in VR, which I feel like
Uh,
needs to be.
yeah,
Dead Island 2 has the Steam added to this. As well as some Lightyear Frontier, sounds like a Toy Story game, and some Metaball.
that's
So
good.
some cool things there. Definitely
Mhm.
check out In the Clouds.
Yeah.
Hey, Sanchez Gaming, what's going on? Cody finally won championship. Oh, well, that's good to hear. GG's for Cody.
Nice, nice.
And so respect your gaming elders. And I believe this the same. This wasn't the same. Well, this
I
isn't a
don't
question, so we can't
know.
really answer that. I think the minimalist nature of GFN will appeal to the Japanese zeitgeist. I was desperate for Google to launch Stadia in Indo-Pacific region. It was close after next after Mexico it was projected, says Internet of Games.
Yeah.
Thank you for that comment. Absolutely, I would have to agree. The minimalism of GeForce Now, as well as the strong internet infrastructure in Japan, I think is a good recipe to get high quality PC gaming on any device, any screen through GFN. I think it's a strong relationship, and what they need to do is market it the right way. I'm waiting for a GeForce Now mascot from Japan. So.
Yeah. It's probably gonna be green.
They have mascots for
right?
everybody. It's probably going to be green.
Yeah, that's funny.
I want a little stuffed one for my house here.
That would be funny though. Oh jeez.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it here. But let's get into some more news. What's going on? I wanted to get into a couple fun things. One of them is Stadia number 2. So that's right. If you're a fan of the Google platform, this is the next generation of gaming cloud.
Really? Yeah.
So I think this is my thought process. This I think is an April Fool's joke.
Yeah, probably. When the like
But,
came out, just scroll down.
I don't know when the website came out.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, Family Cloud Gaming? Like the Domino's Goblin. Like the Domino's Goblin. Oh yes, like the mascot.
Yeah.
We have they are advertising Stadia controller here, and they're calling it Stadia 2. They have their sort of what looks to be, this is all like copy paste from the template pictures of people. So this is Charlie's Angels right here as a CEO staff. I don't think this is.
Oh really?
If you click on these things, it doesn't take you to anywhere. There's there's nothing there. And then it says get early access to Stadia. Call 123456789.
Yeah.
No, that's not a real number. And then at the bottom here, it's simply like, again, template stuff, not even completely filled out.
Copyright 2024 Stadia2.com. That is so funny. And you cannot click on those links.
No, it doesn't bring you anywhere. But obviously somebody made a one-page website just for fun.
Exactly.
Maybe as an April Fool's joke. But we're having fun with it. That's right. Stadia 2 coming soon. Let's party this year with Stadia 2. So look out for that one.
That is funny.
Oh, wait. Stadia 2 is taking over my computer. There we go. But I wanted to talk into something a bit off topic here that we don't usually get into, but I found this in the news recently. The cloud gaming market is to soar to $143.4 billion by 2032,
Oh
driven
wow.
by technological advances and growing demand on high quality gaming experiences. And this is the right projection into gaming. I think we're reaching a place in the market where our hardware is simply having trouble keeping up with the software that gaming is happening at right
Yeah,
now.
definitely. That is so funny. Like they showed that.
We see an exponential rise. So back in 2022, cloud gaming was only about 3.4 billion. However, you can see in just 5 years, they're predicting a $20 billion increase in the marketplace. Um, Video streaming as well as file streaming. So this is the global cloud gaming market. And this is the projected amount of money and spending we are projected to see, all by market industries. So pretty cool. And what is driving these factors? Well, we have US user base leading by about 17 million people using cloud gaming. Nvidia GeForce now boasts about 9 million of those gamers, as well as Xbox boasts about 4.2 billion. PlayStation has 3.6, and so on and so on. But this is a little bit predated, as now you know that PlayStation has access to all their higher tiers, so that's at least 8 million now have access to cloud gaming through PlayStation. Europe accounts for 27% of revenue share in cloud gaming market. So Europe is really adapting to cloud gaming. And I think, that's going to be a lot of driving forces outside of America's, where we don't necessarily are attached to the console as much. Like consoles are much more expensive in other countries such as Brazil and
Yes,
Southern America and
due to the
and Europe.
expectation, right? So,
Yes.
damn, that's crazy.
So all of these factors that are leading toward the growth of cloud gaming market is the advances in cloud technology. So every year this stuff is getting smarter and better at what it's doing. Widespread high-speed internet access. We're seeing internet access being risen for speeds every single year. In the infrastructure, we're seeing increased adoption of smartphone and tablets on a
Mhm.
large scale. So we're just adding more and more screens, more devices that we'd like to see quality PC gaming, sort of being pumped out of. It's really the dream if you're a gamer and you have all these screens and now everything's available. Not to
Yeah,
mention, this is cost effective for customers. Simply renting a 4080 instead of running a high powered gaming PC is going to cost you less in the long run, especially
yeah.
with maintenance and updates. Already, GFN has brought its users up on the ultimate tier from 3080 to 4080 in the past 2 years.
Exactly. So we're getting the new technology, and the cost is staying the same. So that's pretty good. Yeah.
We have a lot of the gaming population shifting to games as a live service model, and this lends itself to updating to the masses on a wide scale. Not to mention, do you remember why everyone on Stadia and Destiny love to play Trials on Stadia?
Because there's not a big community, but and then there is no cheater also.
There was no cheaters.
Yeah, that was the main thing,
Imagine.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
living in a world of gaming with no cheaters. That's what I'd like to see. More emphasis on that. I don't know why
yeah,
that didn't pick up as much, but I'd
mhm.
love to see more of that.
It's the same
Um,
thing on GeForce now. Like if you look at
yeah.
it, you're accessing a portal through, you're accessing a computer. So there's no point. You're not able to install cheats. So I know there's like those adapter hardware you can use, but Again, it's mostly made for accessibility for like people like having like special controller, but anyway, quite interesting. The stats like they don't lie, so it's time to invest in cloud gaming. Time to put that some
Absolutely.
share in GeForce now.
Internet of Games says consoles can be the price of cars for people in small
Oh,
territories.
I believe
20th
you.
century archaic technology, good artists and devs are already building software for future. Yeah, so I think this will just allow people more access to these games on a large scale. Um, so we have the latest from 2024. So this is obviously before Now Gaming, and I want to give a shout out to Now Gaming. Now Gaming, if you're looking for a sponsor, I'm here for it. Now.gg is the mobile cloud gaming experience that you're looking for. Yes, it's free to use. Yes, sign up and check it out. Access mobile games as well as it has a bring your own games function to the platform. So you can simply upload the API and get playing on games you love. Check it out. There's so many awesome titles. Love Genshin Impact. Check it out. Their YouTube channel. They have a way for you to play Genshin Impact on their platform.
That's crazy.
Pretty cool.
Hmm.
Check it out. Now.gg, the mobile free gaming platform that has hit over 100 million users. So pretty cool. I love to see cloud gaming getting out there and being as big as a player as it is.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Hey, what's going on, Hannah? Thanks for stopping on by. So we have a significant global presence of a total of about 30 million cloud gamers worldwide. North America leads by boasting about 17 million, like I was saying previously, and Europe with about 8 million right beside. And then Asia Pacific growing interest in clouds at about 3.6, but with GeForce Now expanding there, we
Hmm.
could possibly see more.
Yeah.
So all of
Yeah.
this is trending on the upwards, and we're seeing cloud gaming emerge as possibly a new platform in the market
Mhm.
and a option for people to be able to play games at the highest quality
Yep.
and see them for what the developers intend.
And there's like more and more service popping up, right? Like we mentioned GeForce Now is one of them. You still have Boosteroid, Shadow. They're all like service and I like there's way more. Like I just named the top that I remember. But like yeah, it's just crazy the amount of service that keep popping up out there. So
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially Luna, and they continue to build, adding two new Lego games to their
oh yeah.
library. So we can see other platforms also getting into it. They're all looking at the same reports, and they're seeing now to get a footing into what's going to be $100 billion gaming marketplace.
Hmm.
So I absolutely think that that's the right way to go, and good to see it. And this is Cloud Dosage here, so they're always reporting on awesome cloud gaming news. It's our place where we get our insights into cloud gaming as well as GeForce Now. So more top PS5 games get cloud gaming stream support. Baldur's Gate 3, awesome to see now joining the cloud. Alan Wake 2, all of these games. Last of Us Part 2 Remastered would be the only kind of new one, along with Infinite, which Infinite Wealth Like a Dragon. So those games have not been in the cloud before, but Baldur's Gate and Alan Wake were previously in the cloud.
Hmm.
We have hey, what's going on, chat? Thanks for
Yeah.
showing up and hanging out today. Internet of Games says we used to watch films sent out by horseback fixed on celluloid. People don't even know They are already cloud gaming in every online multiplayer already. Yeah, and I believe that's kind of what that chart was saying. It was saying file streaming different than video streaming, and essentially cloud gaming is already being implemented. And I really think that it's going to be an evolution of gaming. We're going to have games already constantly needed to be online, right? So why not have games also being upscaled by graphics and performance by cloud gaming add-ons? So I think we're coming away from a place, or we're coming to a place like that.
It's just crazy, like the evolution of things coming through now. So yeah, I'm actually surprised.
We have SPG in the house. How's it going, man? Our Big John on our Baldur's Gate 3. You're doing well, good sir.
And we also have
and then we have
gaming.
Yeah, saying the Luna and GOG was pretty crazy. Yes, and we're still waiting to get that full list of games they're looking to adapt on. So far, I think we've heard of 3 games, but again, I believe it's all moving forward towards securing yourself in the market. And multiplexing is seriously underestimated precursor to cloud processing. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'll have to look into multiplexing. Have you heard of that term before, Nats?
Yes and no, not in gaming though. Multiplexing, right?
And then SPG says if 30 frames per second is a deal breaker for any gamer, they should take their time and invest into a PC or build their own. Absolutely. 30 frames or even dropping those 30 frames. I want a locked 30 frames as a minimum. Come on, guys. But I digress. Not having to purchase hardware or maintain it is fantastic. Cloud gaming is the future, but I think it'll take a while. And yes, Internet Games says GFN subscription and will help as well. So that's what we promote here as well. We do think it's a cost-effective solution. However, I know SPG loves to have that hardware purring right beside them and all that raw power under the hood. It's kind of like SPG reminds me of the Tim the Toolman Taylor for gaming. You know, he's got the rig under his thing. He's powering his game. He's like, oh, like he's got the game playing. I hope that's going over well. You know, none of the backlash and crime though.
No. That is funny.
Oh well, let's get into oh my goodness. Well, let me check out a couple stories here or there before we get out of here. I got some clips to show, so I want some.
Yeah, same here. But just quickly, just to mention, Epic Gaming now, as you can claim for free the Outer World with a Space Choice Edition with all the DLC and also Thief, which is an older game, but like still very good. Prime Gaming
yes, that's
has
a big one to mention.
Yeah, I also mentioned like Fallout 2 is available on Prime Gaming. Also Fallout Tactic, and there's also a Chivalry 2 available. You can claim for free, and Black Desert. So pretty cool. A lot of free game available there, and GOG as usual has a lot of like discount on games. So Dragon's Dogma, Dark Rise, the first Dragon's Dogma, it's like 84% off. So like it's $5 like Canadian for us. It's pretty cheap. There's other game out there like Lord of the Fallen. I thought this game came out recently. It's 90% off. So $2.42, $2.50 for a freaking game. That's what I'm saying. Is like you wait a little
maybe the first Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, that's probably it.
Because there's 2 of them. Yeah.
This is the Game of the Year edition. But yeah, it's always worth it to look at it. Yeah. I just want to mention that.
Yeah, for sure. No worries. I missed Stadia days, even if the visuals were less than I get now. Yes. N7 Spectre said he likes to use GFN to increase the lifetime of his gaming rig. Yeah, I was also saying even on console gaming, it's a good way to increase the life of your console. Because if you cloud game, you're not using your hardware as extraneous. So
Exactly.
definitely think it can be a benefit.
Because I feel like if I play Divers too, it take away a lot to my computer, and I feel after a while it's good to turn it off. Because like if I've been playing like all the time, I can't wait for it to come out on GFN if it eventually come out. But that'll be pretty cool.
So I assume multiplexing is how the clocks are set across multiple games, multiplayer games. That's cool.
That's cool. Okay. All right. Do you want to show clips?
Yeah, let's get into the clips.
All right. I got 2 Diver clips.
Yes. Oh, wait a second. Oh my gosh. It was a privilege to be the few who experienced the bleeding edge of technology so long before everyone else. Yes, Stadia. Here, that cloud console forever missed. But we got GeForce now.
Yeah.
But let's get into the clips. Let's get into the clips.
So the first clip is a moment that we shared together when you were jumping inside the aircraft. There's a missile hitting you, but there it is.
Uh-oh.
As you can see,
Nice.
it just hit it like as you jump in. That was pretty funny. And my second clip is just me earlier, like throwing a grenade from afar and just not missing my shot. It was pretty cool. I was actually impressed it went in, but let's see here. There you go. It just like straight went in, and it was pretty amazing. So yeah, that's about it.
Okay, I got mine here, so
Yeah.
let's see. I'm gonna try something new here because I want to also talk about what's happening here.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we are going to take a look at this one first. So this is Dragon's Dogma, all right?
Yeah.
Right now, I'm in the town. I'm in the middle of the town trying to figure out where I go next. And then
since
look
the
at
mill
this.
set off.
All of a sudden, a
Just as time we
monster
vacated her
just
dwelling.
drops into the middle of the
Follow me,
town.
master.
I'm like,
I shall
what
guide
is?
you to the
And look,
location.
he's obviously very glitched, right? He can't. And then he just jumps into town, and everyone's like, "What is happening? This is not supposed to happen." All right. And then let me show you what happens next, because it gets ridiculous. So here I continue to fight, and what's happening? He's doing no damage. It's like he's not supposed to be here. He doesn't do damage to anybody. And so I'm just like wailing away on him, and he's not doing any damage to me.
Yeah,
It was an odd fight. And look, I climb him, give him a couple stabs in the head. It was just an odd occurrence to have him come into the town like that.
Got it. Oh wow.
Alright, now this one, we're getting into Helldivers.
Point me to the enemy.
Boom! Dropped into the ship, exploded and died, right? So I'm like, okay, perfectly fine. I guess that happens. I should have been taken away already. No. Land again. I'm like, Nads, Houston, get in the ship. I got the samples. Let's go. Let's go. You gotta get in the ship. Nats is like, I'm right behind you. Nope. The ship is like, I got Rudigs and the samples. F you guys. And leaves Houston and Nats for no reason. For no reason. There was no countdown.
I mean, maybe because you're in the ship and die.
Yeah,
the countdown
I think
started
that was
there.
But it's funny how there was no like countdown on the end. It just failed to extract you guys. No questions asked.
That's funny.
But those are the kind of moments you laugh at and you have jokes with. At least I brought the samples with me.
Yeah, exactly. Because we were chasing down some, was it purple? So that's good.
Yes, but that about wraps it up for this evening. Thanks, Hey, Kelson, what's going on? Thanks for listening.
Hey, Kelson.
Thanks for hanging out with us. SPG says, very impressed on GFN's offering to people with their current hardware at reduced price monthly. Absolutely. Did you guys talk about Destiny 2 DLC? The exotic missions they're bringing back are so good. Yes, Sanchez. If you want to rewind back, Nats goes into deep depth into what's going on with the Whisper, what they're changing with that mission, as well as Zero Dawn, and crafting your Whisper. And you want to put on that boss spec.
Perfected.
And do all those things. And then so much chat. But you guys have been awesome. We will be back next week, keeping on top of cloud gaming news as it rises in the market to the billions and billions. We will be by your side, letting you all know what's going on during the week. So, take care and have a good week, Nats.
Hey,
thanks for hanging out. It's been awesome.
As usual.
Keeping everyone updated.
And tomorrow we got the big eclipse, so we're going to be looking at the sun.
Yeah, is that happening? So do some cloud gaming with your eyes tomorrow and look at the eclipse. Make sure you got the proper protection.
Yeah.
Wilson, that doubles for you if you're still listening out there. But otherwise, everyone take care and have a good evening.
Yeah, see y'all.
All right, roll those credits.
Yep.
I 100% have the credits ready to roll here.
Just to be me, finds hype super decently smooth, nice tight, but as sick as me.